Alright, we're getting started. Okay, I'll keep Scrap turned on. Turn it on. Okay. So, this will be easier than the other ones, I think, for the most part. Oh, but you will need Desmos, so I'm pretty sure today. So make sure you got Desmos on there. If you don't, let me grab it real quick. So, today...
Oh my god, I need to stand.
Okay, so today we're going to go through and we're going to be solving equations with square roots, which you guys have actually done. I think you guys have done really similar things to this before.
Oh god!
So it's not going to be super new. A lot of it will be pretty similar. So we're going to find the solution of square root of x plus 7 equals 16. So what we're going to do is we need to get the radical or the square root by itself first, and then we're going to get rid of it. So I'm just going to write it so I got a little more space here.
I know what I tried to say.
Alright, so I need to get the square root by itself first, and then I'm going to get rid of it by doing the opposite of that. But let's get it by itself first. So to do that, Ruben, how do I get rid of this plus 7 over here? Yep, so we're going to minus 7 on both sides. Because this 7 is not inside the square root, so I want to get rid of it first. So I got the square root of x, and it's going to equal 16 minus 7 is 9, right?
We should do these problems from now on.
How do I... The opposite of a square root is a power of 2, right? We've talked about these before. So I have to square it, and I'm going to get x equals 9 squared, which is 81.
Oh yeah.
You did the opposite.
Even God's messed up. Sorry.
This is like half the lesson. So, you guys have done really, really similar things before. It's not a whole lot different. So we're just going to keep working on it a little bit. Alright, let's look at this next one. And actually, I think I'm going to change the next one around just a little bit.
No. Oh my god.
I can't hear this man. Oh my god. Keep that. Okay, so I'm going to change this next one around and make it just a little tougher. Not much. Maybe I thought. Okay, so before I can square it, I got to get rid of this minus 5. So this minus 5 is not inside the square root. My square root is right here. So to get rid of it, I got a plus 5 on both sides. And I have square root of 2x. It's going to equal negative 22 plus 5 is negative 17.
That's when you put the negative in there.
Ooh. I don't know. Or is that a negative? I don't know. I changed this problem around so it looks different. Okay? Now that I have the square by itself, I'm going to square it. And when I square it, I'm going to get a 2x, and it's going to equal, and be careful. When you do this, be careful. If I just go negative 17 squared in Desmos, I get negative 289. That is not correct.
It is not?
No. So every time you square a negative, make sure it is in parentheses, like this, because it is actually positive in 289. So be careful. Whenever you plug in a negative and a square, make sure it's in parentheses. Otherwise, it's going to give you the wrong answer. If I get rid of my parentheses, it says negative 289. That is not right. My answer is going to be positive.
Wait, why do we square it?
Because we are getting rid of the square root right here. We're getting rid of that square root. That's the opposite of the square. So the opposite of that square root is an root of 2, power of 2. And now that I've done this, I'm still not done though. I got rid of my square root, but I still have to go through and solve by dividing by 2. And I'm going to get x equals 289 divided by 2 is... 144. What?
144. Is there ruler go to?
Yes.
That's how you know it.
144.
Yeah, you're right.
25.
Jeez,
For my
I'm
time.
slow.
I'm more
You're
of a-
slow.
That's all I can say. You're slow.
Alright, first in-class problem, I want you to solve the one in the box.
Okay, check it.
Quit being smart, Beto.
Just trust yourself.
I don't, okay?
Beto, stop being smart.
I trust your judgment.
What about me? Yes, you're right. We're not there yet.
Oh,
I'm not checking them.
Maybe I'll have somebody actually do these on the board for us since we haven't done that in a while.
How about, is that
Can I
right?
do it right? What Ashlyn get?
Ashley, what's it get?
She's still working. Give her a second. Quit crowding her.
I don't even know how to do this. Why should be Ashley good to do?
Can I get a drink of water since I
You're off YouTube.
Hey Louise, I love you.
Wait, would it just be 3 then?
Uh-huh. What?
I already did it though.
We're doing your
No, you have to
lesson.
have the X to go down too. Because then it would be X equals. Who is it? I called it.
Chase.
Yeah.
After the lesson, before you go, switch yours and Ashlyn desk around because that desk 3 should be here and desk 7.
Ah, so you're still doing it. I told you.
Okay, Jason's still doing it, right?
What?
Jason's doing it, right?
No, I'm just your numbers. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to do it.
Well, they do official videos of March.
No, it's actually
That's crazy.
because it was number 4.
Man,
All right, Kinsey, do this on the board for us.
I don't like Mondays.
Monday, 7
That's fine.
Okay.
I forgot. I forgot to do this.
I think we got the right.
Why are we on the backside?
They're just trying to be like Beto.
All right, we got it. It's fine. Just keep going. Power through. All right, Kinsey's going through. She has to, or she's minusing 10 first, which is
Nice,
correct.
Mackenzie.
Oh, wait.
I haven't heard anybody call you
Nay.
Alright, so we get square root of 3x equals 6. Alright, keep going. Keep going. We gotta square it both and get 3x.
What are you doing?
Man, just calm down, Kinsey. Calm down. It's not a race. Yeah, I gotta get the audio while you go through and explain for the people who are gone.
Oh yeah.
Alright, you squared it, you got 36, then you gotta divide by 3 and you get 36 divided by 3, which is 12.
Smarter.
Alright.
Wait a power through. Wait a power through.
We can all do a flip on.
Alright, so this next guy, you guys haven't really seen before, but it won't be super tough. So, we're gonna find the solution of the square root of 5t minus 11 and the square root of t plus 5. And let me just write this a little bigger first. 5t minus 11. And it's going to equal square root of t plus 5. Alright, so on this problem, I have 2 square roots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These ones, everything is inside a square root somewhere, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the square root on the left by squaring it. And then if I square the one on the right, because if I do it on the left, I have to do it on the right. Right? Like if I minus 4 on the left, I got a minus 4 on the right, same thing. And when I square it, what happens with the square and the square root here on the left?
It disappears.
They're gone, right? And I got 5t minus 11. And it's going to equal, and same thing is going to happen on the right. The square root and the square cancel out. And I'm going to get t plus 5. So even though I had 2 square roots, these are almost easier than the other ones because they just go away right
Then
off
you
the
combine
bat.
like terms.
Now we're done.
Yep. And then we're going to go through and combine like terms, right? So I got to go through and solve this by, let's put our t's on the same side. And I like getting rid of the little one first. So I'm going to minus t on both sides. It's been a long time since you guys have done
Plus
stuff like
negative
this.
11.
So I minus t on both sides, and I get 4t
That T is-
minus 11 equals 5.
Then you add 11.
Then we got to add 11. Surprised you guys remember all this.
Bro, this stuff's easy. This is light work.
We get 4t equals 16. And my last step, I got to divide by 4, right? And I'm going to get t equals 5. And that's it.
I remember because
Ooh, I love it.
my math teacher.
Ooh, I love
he
it.
stay at school every day.
Because we've done this before.
You're such a good worker.
No, opposite. She kept me out of class.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm a bit loud, man. You're really loud.
Mrs. Schmidt was worse.
Okay.
I don't like this one.
All right.
Yelled at me.
Oh my god, I remember.
Because you were sleepy.
So we're gonna go through and do this next one.
Made me cry.
What? You have questions?
No, this one said I knock out.
This one.
Yeah, you will have me again.
All right,
I still have to.
we're actually getting close to being done. If you focus.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It is just-
Donkey is getting frustrated.
I am.
You can see on his face. He doesn't know what to do right now.
No, it's just because I'm.
He's having a nervous breakdown. Why don't you turn the fan on, Goki?
Loud. Alright, so we're gonna go through and solve square root of 7x minus 4 and 2 equals square root of 5x plus 10. So let's go with Ashley.
No, I don't know.
What did I do first in the last one?
You squared them.
We squared it, right?
Hey.
So we're gonna square both sides. And when I square both sides, Ruben, what happens with the square root of the square?
They go away.
They go away, right? And I got a 7x minus 4. And it's gonna be same thing over here, right? And we're gonna get 5x plus 10.
Plus 10.
Alright, you guys gonna keep helping me. Jace, what should I do next?
You're gonna minus 5x.
Yep, minus 5x, or x is on the same side.
Well, before the test.
Ooh, I already got the answer. Look at that.
Alright, and we're gonna get a 2x minus 4 equals 5x. 5x cancel out, we get 10. What am I doing next, Major?
There's something white in there.
What am I doing next?
I
You
don't
just
know
add
what's
four.
in
Add 4 to both sides?
Maybe I should do this.
Yeah, probably. And we're gonna get 2x equals 10 plus 4 is 14. Adelia, what do I gotta do next?
So short.
And we're gonna get x equals.
Actually, I kind of
Supersonic speed did that one.
Oh.
because
Alright.
Now I
someone
see
told
what
us
we're
not to.
doing.
Oh my god, yeah.
Whatever.
Alright, your guys' turn. Do one of the box. Last thing, last problem. We're actually almost
I
done.
want to see you like. Dude, that was
Let's see. We'll see how much of this you guys remember.
Mowgli.
Pick one. Pick one. Can't just write both of them down.
Goki, your confusion.
Cool, okay, I don't want to do this, bro. It's too hard.
Hey guys, welcome back with another video.
Hell, go ahead.
The one by the
Today we're going to be talking about
It's just 8.
Chapter 10, Section 4, Solving with Radicals. Yeah. Smash that like button.
Not impossible.
The right one?
The right.
It's empty.
Comment, subscribe.
It's fine, man.
I am a guy.
I'll give you another minute on this in class, then we're going over it.
Oh my god.
Solution. It's the
So,
solution.
Goki's narrator, he's sipping some of his Pepsi.
Yeah, that's gonna get old real
If it's
quick.
not a twist top, you can't drink it.
Dude, I got.
Hey.
Shut up, this is
Just
potion.
kidding.
As she's pouring the
Because
Pepsi.
it's 0
That's a
calorie.
mean.
Or something like that.
That was not mine.
What'd you get?
Okay, why'd you dump it in? That's not a twist top.
That it actually isn't a twist.
But it
top.
closes, so like Gabe's water bottle is a twist top, it still counts.
If that drops, it's gonna spill.
Yeah,
It's not
Drop
James,
it.
man. Jeez, savior.
Drop it.
drop it.
No, even if it was a twist top, I wouldn't say drop it. Like I wouldn't tell Moses to drop his, because it's still
That's
break.
racism.
No, it wouldn't.
I'm not exactly.
I just got called a
The
Mexican.
fellow stopped looking
It's
at
and
me.
X.
Alright, so let's go over this one. Gabe, what's the first thing I gotta do? What? Not square root. Not square root.
I'll swear.
Square, yep. To get rid of our square roots, right?
No,
And
no.
then we get x minus 3 equals x plus 5. Alright, what do I gotta do next, Luis?
What am I gonna do?
No, I want you to tell me what we do next. What do we do next? Let's, if you just would tell me, we'd be done.
You can do that?
Minus x, right?
Well, I have to.
Alright, and I minus x on both sides, but stuff gets canceled out. X minus x gets canceled out, right? And same over here. I get negative 3 equals 5. What do we call when, what do we say when they're different like this?
NS.
No solution.
Oh,
NS for no solution. So, a couple days ago, when you guys were adding, you said not possible. So that means you couldn't, your directions were simplify, and when you said not possible, you were saying, I can't simplify, it's not possible. today it's going to be no solution because we are solving and there's no answer that works. So it's in S. In P was only when you were adding. So today is going to be in S for no solution.
We're getting there.
All right, that is it.
No.
Easy lesson today.
Okay.
So do the exit ticket. I'm turning on Creative, and I'll give you your homework in just a second. You should have lots of time to get the homework done.